Hello everybody and good morning to you. Hope you're all good. I will keep saying good morning because the ads take a little bit of time. So I'm just going to wait for the ads to finish and skip those, and then I can say good morning to you. Hope you're okay. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Craft round 16, week 3. Week 3 already. So there's 3 more weeks to go after this week. It is 6 weeks this round, this course. Done an extra week just because I thought there were quite a lot of projects that we could get through, because we weren't restricted to sort of one stamp set, because we're making 3D items. So so good morning, thanks for joining me. I'm going to turn the camera around, see who is on. There we go. Okay, so let's see who's on. I've already said morning to Carol and Maria. Hi Lorraine, hi Val, hi Wendy. I'm just going to tie my hair back. Apparently I've got 12 people watching so far, so please, if you can, do me a thumbs up. I would love that. Just sort my hair out. Hiya Wendy, did I say hi to you? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think I did. Right, okay, so are you ready to make a little table favour? We did the crackers last week, didn't we? We went a little bit crackers. It is a nice morning, Lorraine, but it's blooming cold. I'm going to have to buy some de-icer for the car. So, yes, morning Julie and friends. Oh, that's cute, Val. Yes, we're all friends. So, yeah, it's getting a bit chilly now. So, I was at rehearsal last night. We've only got 13 days until we open Little Shop of Horrors. Anyway, let's crack on with what we're going to make. It shouldn't take too long today. I said that last week and I managed to make it last over half an hour. Hi, Uma. So, in your pack of bits and bobs, all you need from this today are your evening evergreen ribbon. Should have some left over from the crackers, and in here you should have 2 punched out shapes, a white one and a real red one. And that's what we're going to use today. The rest of the bits and bobs you can put away until next week. You also need to choose a piece of paper that's 6 by 12. Okay. Now, I keep saying this every week. Remember, I told you need to save away 2 full 12 by 12 pieces that are exactly the same for the bag for the last week, for the spectacular finale of Coffee and Craft. So if you've got those scribbled away, you're going to be good. I have chosen to use half of the sheet that I used last week. If you only made 1 cracker, then you will have enough. It needs to be 6 by 12. Like I said last week, you may want to practice on some old paper that you have. You may want to wait until I've finished mine and craft afterwards. Who knows? Now, I've kept this open to find the name of the lady who I cased this from. Her blog is called The Stamping Ground, and I can't see this lady's name. Let's have a look. Carol Brown, she's called. I've got an auntie called that, Carol Brown. So the lady was called The Stamping Ground, and she did a lovely treat bag with the whimsy and wonder. And I've seen this bag before. We are working in inches today, so we're working with a 6 by 12 piece. Oh, you're not too well, Gillian. Sorry to hear that. Oh, no, and nice to see you on, Jill. Well, hopefully I can bring you a little bit of company this morning, Gillian. So have a look for my new catalogue launch, Gillian. In January, I'm doing it in person. So what I'm going to do is, this is the 6-inch piece. Now I'm just going to actually check. I'm being quite presumptuous. Yes, it is 6 inches. And the first thing, we're not going to do any cutting with the trimmer, so make sure you're using your scoring blade. And we're going to pop it in portrait. I call this portrait or vertically. And we're going to put it at 2 inches and we're going to score. Now remember, we're not scoring card, we are scoring paper, so we don't want to be too heavy. Have I actually shown you what we're going to make? I'm not sure if I have. I don't even know if I've done this right. But anyway, let's see. I've written it down in my I've written it down in my little book, so hopefully I can follow it. So I've scored there at 2, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this up. I made this a few weeks ago and I do forget how to do things, so I've had to write it down, and I will write these measurements in a moment, so don't feel that you have to do this with me. We're going to put it in now, landscape, and we're going to score at 2 3/4. Scoring, not cutting. 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11. Okay. So I will write all this down now because I've got my laptop open here. So put it in portrait and score at 2 inches. Flip to landscape and score at 2 3/4. Oops. So it's 2 3/4. You're going up in 2 3/4 basically. 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11. Okay. Now, I thought I'd got my bone folder out. Let me just go get one because it's really useful to Molten Brown Xmas baubles, Val. Ooh, well, I've got a few items here I can check with. So I'm going to score, fold them in and do with my bone folder. I've totally forgotten how to make this, by the way, so this will be quite fun. So we folded all those scores, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that are exactly the same, plus like an inch gap, and then we've got our 2 centimetre bit, not 2 centimetre, 2 inches. And we're going to fold that up there. Okie doke. Right, now, what you want to do, it's hard to see. It's hard to see this. It might be easier to see it on the other side. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 big rectangles here. Then you've got your 4 pieces at the bottom. We can get rid of this bottom square. It's not a square, it is a rectangle, but we can get rid of it. Okay, and we can cut it on a little bit of an angle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut up from the bottom to that score line, and again you can cut on a bit of an angle so you don't get too much of an overlap. I think I've remembered this correctly. We'll see, won't we? I didn't even think to refresh. my memory on it. All I've got in my head at the minute is little shop dance routines and words and singing harmonies. It's very tricky, but very enjoyable. Okay, this is the moment of truth. So what happens is this folds over. You can just fold it round and tuck these in. They won't quite meet, and then this last piece will go in like that. So I'll show you on this one, and this is where I was getting a bit worked up. Why I was thinking it, because I knew the bottom bit wasn't square, but it doesn't have to be. You will find you'll have a little crossover there, overlap, that's the word I'm trying to use. So basically we're going to, you sort of create, you're creating like a cuboid, and it's a bit, I would say that the size of that is very similar. Not that everything in my life is governed by chocolate, but we all know it's universal. It's a universal measurement. I was chatting to Jill, who's on, oops, I just tapped my camera then. I was chatting to Jill, who's on this morning, and we seem to gauge everything by how many Lindor balls you can fit in. So I am going to test it with some Body Shop goodies that I have and see if they will fit in. And if anybody wants anything, you can order from me. But I've got a lovely hand cream here, and if you pop it on an angle, you might know it won't, because it won't. The soap's a bit too big because we're going to bring it in. I think we'll be back to chocolates. Yeah, that's too big as well. So none of those really fit. I think we'll stick to chocolates because you do lose some of the height. Okay, so to make it easy, when I'm gluing this together, I'm just going to pop glue on the, I've got my tab here. I'm going to put glue on this. Oh, my glue's dried up. Come on, little glue. It's fine, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I'm going to put glue on the left hand one. Yep. And take this over, so, and then line it up there. And I'm going to put some glue. I might actually pop it on here. Here. And glue that over. Just make sure you don't push it, you keep it square. And then I'm going to put glue over there and then tuck that one in. Or you could do it, you could do two sides and then the other two sides. I've probably not done this the easiest or best way. Put some glue here. And that's going to tuck in there. And that's going to fold over there. And then just pinch that closed. And pop something in, oops, to sort of, you've got 2 Lindors in your crackers or 2 celebrations, that's great to know. Oh, Val, squeeze them Lindors in, Jill's got 2 in hers. Okay, so there we have our little box, and what we do now is you pinch in, you put, sort of get the middle at the sides with your fingers, and then get your thumb, punch that in, and then sort of pinch it together, and I sort of pop it in at the side because it sort of like bellows out a little bit, but I push that in then, and then can you see I'll show you that. Push it in a little bit, yeah. I pushed it in there because it can want to pop out. You could get quite a few Lindors in here. I've not got any Lindors here to check. So what you need now is you could do with like a little hole punch, some kind of implement, because we're going to make a hole in the top about 1 centimetre down from the top to keep it closed. Okay, I've got my crocodile, which does look quite dangerous. I've got a funny story about this. I don't know if I've told you this before, but one of my team, unfortunately a few years ago, was burgled, and the police came round to look for sort of evidence and everything, and they took this with them because they thought it was something that the burglars had used to break in with, and she had to go and collect it from the police station a few days later, and she had to ask for her crocodile, and they're like, what? So she had to explain what it was and what it was used for. Okay, so then we're going to pull this through here, and at this point you would have put your goodies, I know I should get sponsored, at this point you would have put your goodies in here inside the little treat bag, yeah. And I'm just going to check the length of what I need. So we tie it like we're starting our laces first, and then I've got it upside down, and I've got my got it crossed over there, and then I'm going to do a loop, got my finger stuck, and another loop, cross them over, push it through. I'm struggling today, and then it's a bit of a mess at the minute, but then we can just judge it. This is the most time I spend on the bow, is after the bow has been tied. Okay, because mine wasn't looking so healthy when I did it. But if you just get that knot in the middle really tight, that is the key. And then loop those loops up with your fingers, pop them in and pull them apart. I always say like you're doing a tug of war. And then you've got a nice loopy bow. Okay. Now, there we've got our little bag. And I'd love to see what you fit inside. I'd love to pop you to pop some. And I've got my scissors that aren't ribbon scissors here, so I'm absolutely massacring that. But anyway, let's not cut that. Let me get my hand on my nice scissors. Now, what I have done here is I have added with foam pad a little label, and that's the only decoration I've done on this one. But I'm going to show you, I always do this little trick to extend your punched out shape. So the white one we're going to leave as is, and then the red one we're going to cut like that. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my foam pads, dimensionals, pop them close to the straight edge here. Excuse me, like that. Can you see that? Peel those off. And then I'm just, oops, Julie, it's a little bit giddy then. I'm just going to line this up So I've got a little bit showing like that, yeah? And then same on the bottom. You do get a little gap at the side with this one. That's not so good. Jewels. You do get a little gap there, but I still love it. And then you can glue that or foam pad it onto your treat bag, yeah? I'm going to foam pad mine up, one at each side. Oh, actually, what have I done here? I might actually glue it. I would probably write the name of the person on, or stamp Happy Christmas, or whatever you want to do before you do this. Obviously you would stamp, but you know, you could always still write the person's name on after. But yeah. Oh, you got the sneezes, Wendy. I've got the coughs. So there we have our cute little treat bag, and I can't wait to see if you can share pictures on the group, the Facebook group, the self-isolating, Julie's self-isolating crafters. I am going to have to do a new name for that. Bye Jill, thank you. I'm going to have to do a new name for that soon. And there we have our lovely little treat bags. To give you an idea of the height of them, they're just similar to the size of a tombow. You could maybe fit, no you won't be able to fit that. Similar to the size of a tombow in there. Okay, so that was probably one of the quicker projects from this session. Next week we are going to make this gift card holder, and I'll probably untie the bow next week, but basically this bow is holding it down, you untie it and then it lifts up, and I don't know if you can see the space for a gift card in there. So it's sort of hidden, and then we unwrap it and then we've got a little gift card. Or cash. Cash is king, cash works. Oh, thanks Ali. Cash works, doesn't it too? So that's next week's, that's next Tuesday at 10:30. This today is week 86. So I've got a few little things I want to talk about before we finish at 11. On Saturday, Paper Crafts and Piano will be there on Thursday. And I'm thinking of sharing a new stamp set with some papers that's going to be part of my next parcel in the post. Look out for details on that soon, because I'm going to do a new one this week to get in before Christmas. So yeah, it's some current papers. That's going to be my parcel in the post, but I'm going to combine it with a new stamp set, and it's going to be a class probably in January, possibly February, I will see. And some of you have seen a sneak peek already, but this is a card that I've done with the papers that I'm going to be sharing, and these are going to be parcel in the post. They're called Sweet Symmetry, and they are in the annual catalogue, so they are going to be part of the parcel in the post for December, but I will be advertising it before the end of November. And this is a stamp set that's not available until the 3rd of January, and it's called In the Moment. And I think you saw a card I shared with the girl looking through the window. So, okay, have I frozen? I got a phone call then, so please bear with. Sorry about that, folks. If you can please tell me that you're still there. I got a phone call then, which interrupted my broadcast. So, yes, I was talking to you about this. I don't normally share things so early, so please tell me you're still there. Oh, I don't normally share things so early, but I just love this stamp set so much that I wanted to get a class in straight away. And I thought that if I told you about the Sweet Symmetry papers, you could get them as parcel in the post, and then you've got them ready for when I do the class. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a phone call. I don't know who it was, but I shall have a look after. So yeah, that's another version I did as well. I just did a jeans a little bit darker on that one. So on Saturday, I've got Eden's Garden class online in the morning. So if you got my parcel in the post at the beginning in November with the Eden's Garden, then I've got some cards that I can share with you on Saturday, and you can craft along. And I'd love you to join me. We're going to do this big A5 card, plus a little matching smaller version, plus another couple of cards, just some easy ones. Yeah. So that's going to be on Saturday morning. All right. So I am looking forward to that. Now I've got a big ask now, a big ask. My next coffee and card starts on 21st of December, which is 4 weeks from today. And at the moment, I've just got 2 lovely ladies doing it with me, so I would love some more people to join for the coffee and card round 17. It is going to include this stamp set, Biggest Wish. Now, if you've already got this, you can substitute it out for something that's £16 or more, pay the difference if it's a bit more. And we are going to be using those lovely plant papers. It's all about plants for me in December. You're going to get cinnamon cider ink pad included. If you already have that ink pad, again, you can swap that out. But yeah, I would love a little bit more love for the coffee and card starting on the 21st of December. You don't have to do it that day. But yeah, the booking closes 2 weeks today on the 7th of December. And these are just a couple of examples. The papers are great. They've got bricks backgrounds in them. Obviously, we've got the plants you can cut out. So these are just a few designs and some ideas of what you can make with this stamp set. Not stamp set, papers and sentiment stamp and ink pad. The Just Jade ink pad that we got with the penguin would be useful, or grey granite as well. So you could do with a green to go with it. But yeah, I'm asking a favour if you want to join. And it's a really reasonable price one, this one. It's £34 for 5 weeks. So yeah, it's £34 for a 5-week course, starting on the 21st of December. Again, if you want to craft with me on Tuesday the 21st, then do. But you can catch up if you're not free. I will be still doing all my classes for the coffee and card as usual. So thank you for tuning in. Sorry about the mini interruption. If you want to take part in that event, then you can book here. There we go. There's the booking link, events.thepaperhaven.co.uk. I am going to be on Facebook Live this afternoon at 1:30, and I'm going to be sharing some cards with the Christmas season stamp set, which we used in the last round of coffee and card. Oh, hi Kim, I'm just about to go now. But thanks for saying hi. Yeah, I'm on Facebook Live at 1:30 today, so please join me then. And I'll be sharing some makes with the Christmas season stamp set, which goes with these papers. So I hope to see you this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching with me this morning, and I will see you soon. Bye.